Welcome to this experience of the installation of a new chief of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. Originally planned to occur in the company of many members from all over the world on the slopes of Glastonbury Tor in Somerset, this ceremony is now occurring virtually instead, and an extended celebration of this moment is planned to take place at this same time next year in Glastonbury.
The current chief, Philip, the Order's scribe, Stephanie, the Order's Pendragon, Dave, and the chief to be installed, Emma, will be entering the inner world to participate live in this ceremony now with you, following this pre-recorded ritual exactly as we invite you to do now. You are welcome to simply listen, of course, but if you would like to enter into the experience more deeply, make sure you won't be disturbed for the next 20 minutes or so, and then you might like to close your eyes to make it easier to concentrate on the experience. Sense yourself entering a great clearing in the forest, the sacred grove of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. From east and west, north and south, members of the Order, both seen and unseen, in this world and in the other world, are gathering in the circle together. From every continent and from every direction, join them if you wish, as gradually the circle of participants fills, until you see many hundreds of people here, standing in colourful robes, blue, green, white, each with individual flourishes and decorations. And you can see the love and the dedication, the joy and the calm in the faces of all who gather here. The Pendragon, Daft the Bard, standing in the southeast, steps forward from the circle.
Welcome, one and all. I declare this ceremony is open in the inner world for the ceremony of the installation of the new chosen chief of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids.
An ovate clad in green steps forward and, standing in the centre of the circle, raises the ceremonial horn of the Order, the Dord. All around the circle, we can sense the thrill of anticipation and the presence not only of the individual bards, ovates and druids standing here, but also of the guiding spirits of the Order, of its founder Nouveau, and of the presence of the spirits of the trees and of the plants, of the animals and of the ancestors. Philip, the chosen chief, standing in the east, steps forward.
O Great Spirit, we ask for your blessings on this our ceremony. Let us begin by giving peace to the quarters, for without peace can no work be.
From each of the four directions steps a bard, dressed in flowing robes of blue. They walk to the centre, then turn to face outwards. They raise their hands in a gesture of blessing, saying, "May there be peace in the north. May there be peace in the south. May there be peace in the west. May there be peace in the east. And then with one voice, everyone in the circle responds, may there be peace throughout the whole world. And standing here in this circle, we feel that peace, blessed by the ruling planet of this time, Venus, bringing with it a sense of ease, of love, of peace and calm that pervades our circle and radiates from it. The Order's scribe Stephanie steps forward into the circle from the northeast.
Let the four directions be honoured, so that power and radiance might enter our circle for the good of all beings.
From each of the four directions, a druid turns to face outward. The druid in the east raises their hands and calls out. Facing the direction of dawn, of the rising sun, and of the bright season of springtime, we ask the blessings of Gwalchamai, the hawk of dawn, as we call upon the powers of the east. May our ceremony be blessed with clear vision and purpose. The druid in the south raises their hands and calls out. Facing the direction of the noonday sun and of the warm breezes of summer, we ask for the blessing of the great stag, Daf. As we call upon the powers of the south, may our ceremony be blessed with joy and with vitality. The druid in the west raises their hands and calls out. Facing the direction of the golden colours of autumn and of the setting sun, as it sinks into the wide embrace of the ocean, we ask for the blessings of Bratan, the salmon of wisdom, who dwells within the sacred waters of Sekish, as we call upon the powers of the west. May our ceremony be blessed with wisdom and compassion. The druid in the north raises their hands and calls out. Facing the direction of midnight and midwinter, we ask for the blessings of Arth, of the great bear, of starry heavens, and the deep and fruitful earth, as we call upon the powers of the north. May our ceremony be blessed with nobility of purpose, with strength of understanding, with the gift of true love. Everyone in the circle says as one, may the harmony of our circle be complete. The Pendragon steps forward.
At this ceremony, to mark the transition from one cycle of the Order's life to the next, I ask the chosen chief to deliver his closing address.
Philip steps forward from his place in the east.
The time has come for me to hand on the role that I have fulfilled for the last 32 years. When, as a young man, 18 years old, I stood on Glastonbury Tor and was initiated as a bard into the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids, little did I know that 18 years later I would take on the role of the Order's chief. But in those years between my time of joining and my time of serving in this leadership role, I'd learned so much about the beauty and the power of a spiritual way inspired by the Druids of old, and yet so finely attuned to the needs of our time. Soon after I was initiated on that Beltane day in 1970, I travelled to Ireland for the first time. and thanks to a remarkable friend and inspiration to Nouveau, Olivia Robertson, I was able to stay in her family's castle, and under her tutelage my study was dedicated to the mysteries as well as to Druidry. Nouveau came out that summer, and he, Olivia and I sat in a grove of tall redwood pines to meditate together as the enchantment of Ireland rose up through us from the very soil beneath us. Over the last 3 decades, the Order has grown beyond all imagining, and thanks to so many gifted souls hearing its clarion call, the work of the Chief has been a joy and a pleasure to perform. And now this cycle is complete, and the time has come to hand on this role to someone who has also sat in that sacred grove in Ireland and has learned from Olivia, as did Nouveau and I. Her name is Emma Burke, and today in this ceremony, after 2 years of teaching her all that I have learned as Chief, I am formally handing on this role to her, in the hope that many of us will be able to celebrate this moment and gather as friends and fellow members in Glastonbury at this same time next summer. But first, I must ask the other 2 members of the triad that leads the Order if they will approve of this change of leadership. The scribe and the Pendragon of the Order stand at the left and right hand of the Chief. They provide counsel, and like the 3 rays of the Arwen, the triad seeks to lead the Order in the light of wisdom, justice, and love. Honoured scribe, guardian of the written teachings of the Order and its records, do you agree that Emma Burke, standing in the west, may now be installed as the chosen Chief of the Order?
I do indeed agree. I believe Emma will show compassion and understanding in her role as chosen Chief.
Honoured Pendragon, sword-bearer and guardian of the rites and rituals of the Order, do you agree that Emma Burke, standing in the west, may now be installed as the chosen Chief of our Order?
I agree. I believe Irma will lead our Order with strength and wisdom.
Then so shall it be. Standing here, aware of the trust and responsibilities handed to me when I took on the role of chosen Chief, and aware now of the presence of my predecessor Nouveau, and of his connection to the inner stream of teachings of the Order, I now ask Emma to come forward, that she might be entrusted with this stream of teaching, with this role of responsibility and of care.
Emma walks from her position in the west, sunwise around the circle to face the triad, who now stand together in the east.
Greetings, Emma, and blessings to you. For the last 2 years you have been apprenticed in this role of leadership of the Order. But in truth, all your life you have been training for this task. As a nurse, as a teacher, as a herbalist, as a psychologist, as a student of the Order, and as a leader of a grove.
But before you may take on the role of chosen Chief, we ask that you join us in taking this oath.
The Pendragon steps forward, unsheaths the Order's sword, and holds it aloft, pointing to the sky.
Behold this, our Order's sword, drawn from the lake of still meditation, and returned to it again, ever sharp and ever with us, should our lake be stilled.
The Pendragon now lowers the sword to the horizontal.
Whilst this sword is unsheathed, promise you all that the earth, our home and mother, shall be protected and illuminated by the swords of our spirits and wills.
Emer, Philip, Stephanie and Dave place their hands upon the sword.
We swear it.
The sword is sheathed and the Pendragon returns to his place.
Emma, as each of the triad now raises their wands above you to form the 3 rays of light, the Arwen, above your head. We ask for the blessings of the inner guides and guardians of the Order, of all those who inspire and protect and foster the Order, its members, and its work. May they guide and counsel you, fortify and inspire you as you become at this very moment the chosen chief of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. Ima, may you always be connected to this great stream of teaching of the Order. May its energy and its inspiration flow forever through you. May you fulfill your duties as chosen chief with compassion, with wisdom, with understanding, and with love, for the greater good of all beings. May your work within the Order bring you joy and happiness. May it provide a vessel for your creativity, and may it prove a source not only of support, but also of deep fulfillment for you. May the time that you carry out your duties as chosen chief be one of harmony, of fellowship, of increasing illumination. Now, in this time of environmental destruction, the work of the Order is needed more than ever to bring support and inspiration to those who would restore the earth and nature in all its wonder. I will always be available to you for counsel and support, and know that you inherit as fellow workers a group of extraordinarily gifted, dedicated, creative souls who are committed to being of service to the Order and to you as their new chief. They too will counsel and support you.
With joy in my heart, I give thanks to you, to our scribe and Pendragon, to all the members of our beloved Order, for entrusting me with this honour and with this responsibility.
And now I present to you the symbol of the office of chosen chief, depicting the 3 realms of Arbred, Quinfid and Kaigant, of the 3 rays of light, of the Arwen, of the soul's journey, and of the mysteries of Druidry.
Philip presents the chief's pendant to Emer, who holds it to her heart in thanks.
The Order unites so many people in a way that honours completely their uniqueness and their individuality, and yet also allows them to unite with others of like mind and heart. This is precious, and it is now your job to lead this Order with clarity, with gentleness, with compassion, and with inner strength. May your work be blessed, may your life be blessed.
All blessings to our new chosen chief.
Blessings to our new chosen chief.
Philip and Emer turn towards each other, bowing deeply to each other. Then Philip retires to the west, while Emer takes up the position of chief in the east. Emer then delivers her first address to the Order.
Ahoini Ushla, Achorja. Dear friends, thank you for entrusting me with this role, which I intend to fulfill to the best of my abilities and with the help of you all. On the one hand, I recognise that a new chapter is beginning in the history of the Order, and yet, at the same time, I feel that the story of the Order is continuing to unfold as it always has done, bringing joy and inspiration to all those who come into contact with it. When I joined the Order in 2003, I could never have imagined that I would now, 17 years later, have received the mantle of chosen chief. I had assumed that I would study the Gwers, just stay in Ireland and never attend a gathering, as I prefer to be solitary. However, that was not to be. I came to my first gathering in June 2011, and I've never looked back. It seems I continued that ancient tradition of weaving the threads of Druidic study between Ireland and Britain. There are a number of ancient Irish stories where mention is made of Druids studying in Britain, and no doubt this was reciprocal. In more recent times, Nouveau and Philip wove those threads with Olivia Robertson in Ireland. What the Order has been for me is a family, a homecoming. Druidry has allowed me to explore my roots and connectedness with the land, with nature, and to develop my creativity. One of the gifts and strengths of the Order, which stands out for me, is its diversity. I love how we welcome all faiths and none, how it is possible to be a Druid and a pagan, a Christian, a Buddhist, a theist, an animist and an atheist, etc. The Order allows each one of us to hold our own perspectives and to travel our own paths as we see fit. We are guided without any dogma or fundamentalist notion of what it means to be a Druid. For me, the Order is a natural forest, where there is a wide range of trees and plants, and such diversity supports multiple species of animals, insects and plants. We have different voices, different perspectives, different worldviews, and we are all united through a love of nature. There's an expression in Irish, Éantocht in Iliocht, which means unity and diversity. And I look forward to that diversity growing in the years to come. I would like to acknowledge two people without whose support I would never have joined Obod. The first is my late husband, Howard Campbell, who I know still supports me from the other side. The second is Shaban Kalula, a traditional healer from Tanzania, who told me I had been given a key, referring to the eightfold rituals, and I was to use it, otherwise the lock would get rusty. And so I did. I would also like to acknowledge Philip's mentorship, his insights and his wisdom while preparing me for this role. I wish also to express my gratitude to Stephanie for her support, her gentle nudging and her generosity. Ever since Philip made the announcement 2 years ago, I have been amazed and touched by the level of support and goodwill towards me in this role that I have now taken up. Knowing that I have such support from you, the members of the Order, allows me to feel safe and to know that the integrity of the Order is safe. There is an Irish proverb, Ar scóth chéile a mharan na daoine. Under the shelter of each other, the people survive. So knowing I have your shelter and support, and that of Philip, Stephanie and Dave, and all of the extraordinary team of members who take responsibility for the diverse work of the Order, ensures that not only will the Order survive, but it will continue to thrive and to flourish. Gorawauli, so it is.
Let us dedicate our work today by that prayer which unites all Druids.
Grant, O God and
thy
Goddess, your protection, and in protection, strength, and in strength, understanding, and in understanding, knowledge, and in knowledge, the knowledge of justice, and in the knowledge of justice, the love of it, and in the love of it, the love of all existences, and in the love of all existences, the love of Goddess and all goodness.
Everyone in the circle now joins hands to recite the Druid's vow.
We swear, by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow. We swear, by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow. We swear, by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow.
Our work is complete. It is time for the closing of this ceremony and for rejoicing in celebration. As this ceremony comes to an end, may our memories hold what the eye and ear have gained.
Let the spirits of the four directions be thanked for their blessings.
The four druids who evoked the directions step forward and turn to face outwards. We give thanks to the powers of the north, to the great bear of the starry heavens and of the element of earth. We give thanks to the powers of the west, to the salmon of wisdom and the element of water. We give thanks to the powers of the south, to the great stag and the element of fire. We give thanks to the powers of the east, to the hawk of dawn and the element of air.
May the harmony of our lands be complete.
We give thanks for the blessings of Great Spirit.
This ceremony ends in peace, as in peace it began. May there be peace inward and outward until we meet again. I declare this ceremony of installation of the chosen chief of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids is accomplished in the inner world. May its inspiration continue within our beings.
And since now, the great crowd of druids in the grove, slowly dispersing in every direction, returning to their homes far and wide. Gradually allow your awareness of this scene to fade as you become aware of your present surroundings, feeling fully present here and now. A blessing on all lives, a blessing on the land.